Well, hello, this is Gmodism Total Nerdery channel, and as you know, we have been trying to start up a Gmodism Total Nerdery channel's Wooden Wars, and I wanted to bring you with me on a little build here just to explain some things I do. And now this is a very simple build. This is a Hovertank. And now I did things in some bad order, but anyways. So this is a Hovertank. I built most of the usual tanks before, but this time I have this very interesting automatic cannon with a clip here, which features a full scale of like shells. I try to make it as fail-safe as possible, but sometimes it actually fails, which is not so good, but you know, that's how it is. I'm just gonna straighten that up a little bit. Okay, so the upper corner, right. So how do you build things that doesn't lag and that still works? For this you want to use as few welds and constraints as possible. Now this has lots of parts that needs collision. Like all the parts of the magazine needs collision, we need to weld them. But what we want to do is each part of this thing is only welded once to the base plate. Like this thing is only welded once to the base. And that's one prop, one weld basically. So we should weld this one to the base plate also. You might be tempted to weld things at close props, but when you have lots of welds, you will only cause lots of lag. What you do is you keep all your props pretty light. And the thing you weld it to, which is your base plate, should be pretty heavy. So this is 700 kilos. And all of the parts on the cannon is much lighter. The heaviest part is 100 kilos, and all of those are only welded once to the base plate. And you also want to keep thrusters and stuff down. So here we have a thruster that's activated on 8 and is on backwards is on 5. So you can basically steer it like that. And the same goes for this. Forward on let's see here, 6, backwards on 4, and we have 1 in each end here, so we have, you know, full movement. And these things that are on the weld plate will be there as long as it's standing. And well, anyways, we'll need to go into because you see these are armor parts here. But the armor parts, you see, they don't need collisions. We don't need to have collisions for the armor part. Now I will just go to the undo thing here, because I moved them. So I will undo the pulls here. Like that. And now we can go on manually. So we'll just place the armor parts here. And as you also know, we need to have one of these explosive barrels inside that is part of the vehicle. And you can't surround it with ridiculous amounts of wooden layers. In general, you should only have like one wooden layer protecting, or you can have like 2 if there is props, you know, if you fill out with larger props that might help you, but you know, you understand, you know, you can't have excessive layering of armor. The main rule for this is basically to keep it honest and decent. If you think your vehicle is too overpowered, then, well, you should make it less overpowered. If somebody complains that your vehicle is overpowered, probably they are something, you know, right with it. Thing is like this: when your vehicle starts burning, it doesn't matter how much wood you have. It will burn through it all and you will die anyways. So what you want to do, you know, these explosive props are pretty dangerous. If they explode on you, your vehicle will burn up no matter how many wooden layers you have. So what you want to do is you want to keep like you want to keep the armor kind of the slopes smart. So in this case you can see we have some smart layers. We have not layers. We have some smart angles with this round prop, so some shells may bounce off. And yeah, of course, this is a hover tank. It doesn't have a turret because when I noted this thing, I mounted it on a turret and it will always blow up when it's on a turret. It needs more slow movement to not blow up. However, this tank has a huge problem. This turret sometimes actually catches fire. Sometimes it gets jammed because of all the props in here. So sometimes it just blows up on itself. And all vehicles have downsides, and that's good. All vehicles should have some kind of downside, because otherwise it's pretty boring. Anyways, to build armor easily, you just click no collide and you place the part. The good thing with wooden parts is that the amount of damage doesn't change dependent on how much weight they have, so it doesn't matter, they're super light. Okay, we'll just want to make sure the beam doesn't hit it. Okay, great. So now we have some basic armoring. What do you do to not make this lag? You could weld them all once to the base plate, but that would cause some lag. So what we want to do is we want to take the parent tool. Parent tool, you can check set weight, because weight doesn't matter. And you want to spawn a gate. So you just go into gate and you place down a random gate. It doesn't matter. Oops. So I couldn't remove that gate. Okay, never mind. So then you take your parenting tool and you select the vehicle's armor parts, you know. This is only armor parts, they don't need collisions. And then you right click on the gate and they are now parented. Now they will protect you against shots, but they will not have collisions, which makes very little lag. This thing we can also parent. It will still blow up if you shoot on it. And you need to parent them to a gate, because otherwise if you parent them to under prop, they actually don't stop shots. So if you parent it to another prop, you basically have a pretended armor that looks like armor but doesn't give you not even remotely help. I think the weld we removed was maybe that one. And you can see also, that for turrets, one vehicle can has 20 damage per second. There is an exception. If you have another person that is on your vehicle and drives and controls a separate entity, like a turret that only this person accesses, and you can't access this person's weapons, then it's okay to have the turret have 20 DPS and you personally on your, maybe like this fixed gun on the tank also have 20 DPS. 20 DPS is damage per second, of course. And how do you check this? Well, you go into wire mod and then you go to turrets. And this is a nice example, like this thing, for example. This has 3 shots with a damage of 133, and it has, bullet force. If you keep it too high, it will be very weird and basically send your enemy vehicles flying and that's of course not honest or decent, so you can just drag down bullet force to nothing or have it very low. And delay is 20. So you can do like this. Imagine how fast you want your guns to fire. Say you wanted to fire 5 seconds. Then you take your calculator, and because damage per second is 20, you can take 20 times 5, which is 100. And that is basically 100 every 5 seconds. The damage of 100 every 5 seconds. If you want to have more shots than one, like this, you have to part it up. So if I want 3 shots for that imaginary gun, then I would just part up the damage by 3, and there you have it. It's simple math. It's simple math. I'm sure everyone is familiar with simple calculus. So yeah, just calculate. Well, we want to add some more things on this, so while I'm already recording, we should, build this thing. So I just want to add these side walls here to look cool. I mean, it's mainly making your craft look cool. And as you know, mouse aim is prohibited, and any type of system that automatically fires your gun, like rangers with connected up activation, is also prohibited. There are some expression tools you can use that basically shows where you're aiming at. And of course, all parts need to be destructible wood. Check the rule video before. You can just go and check that out, and you'll have all the rules. Well, let's select some other cool parts to this build. And oh yeah, your your explosive entities need to be unguided, because if you are a bit adept at if you're a bit adept at wire mod, you can make a automatically targeting missile, basically, that can hit something. You can write in a player's name and it will seek and hit them, so that's of course forbidden. E2 weapons as well, you need to have them launched. And how are these launched, you may wonder? Well, let me tell you. We have an igniter and a forcer. The igniter and the forcer is connected up to this. Now, where is it? There is a numpad input. Oh, there it is. There is a numpad input. And this has the value of 30,000. And every time we click 0 on the numpad, it will ignite and force out a shot from here. Basically a automatic cannon. Of course, using igniters and forcers directly on enemies is not decent or honest, and it is prohibited. It makes very much sense. Try to keep it balanced, because like everything in Garry's mod, if you try, you can build something immensely overpowered. And it's not really about that. I rather see you, Actually, I don't need to tell you this is so basic. But, of course, it's better if you just try to impress your fellow players by having the most awesome looking vehicle. I mean, that's a price itself. It's basically, some people build ACF vehicles that are very, very PvP and very powerful, but at the end of the day, the vehicles that look best are most appreciated. Now, of course, this is a bit different, because Wooden Wars is like a small little game mode that is easy for anyone basically to participate in. This can be a nice start into Garry's mod building or something. Well, anyhow, what did I think? No, we need something in our cockpit entity thing. Let's have a little cockpit thing here. Of course, it doesn't really matter that we need to keep away from those forcers and stuff. Now it doesn't really matter that the model is wood or not, because well, it's still not destructible. But I just like to keep it. No, never. Wrong tool. I just like to keep it. It looks good in the theme. Whoops. And of course, it's really nice when we use the gate and parent up the parts, because that means that even though we have like some unnecessary props, it doesn't contribute too much to lag, so it's fine. If you would weld all props and have this many, you might get some nasty lag. Too big. Maybe we can have this prop somewhere else. Maybe we can have a little... might be a bit too tanky if we put it there. Oh yeah. We can just use it to... Actually, we won't need that too much, but say somebody come from underneath and try to shoot up at our barrel, it will be harder to get a nice angle. Like... Nah. Let's remove that. I shouldn't be tempted to use layering, because, you know, this will be pretty thin. It's already kind of powerful considering it has an automatic cannon. I don't believe it's too powerful though. Probably see why, because we can't aim up and down. So against a vehicle, against ground cars, it packs a good punch, but against other, like, if somebody comes from air or comes in a very fast vehicle, this tank is actually not very good. But of course, you better have an arsenal of different vehicles in your inventory, and then you can select. Right, let's parent some of these new props up here. Did we parent that? I don't remember. Doesn't hurt to parent again. Alright. Of course, we want to save it from time to time. Save Hovertank. Right, so maybe this Hovertank is beginning to get basically done. So let's spawn it and see if it works. So here is the little Hovertank thing. And we can drive it around, and you see it's pretty slow. We can select a kind of... It's it's a bit unbalanced, but very slow. And then we have the gun. Shoots forward every 20 seconds. And, well, of course, we have the gun here. And it fires straight forward. And you can see explosion down there. Oh shit, we got... oh no. And that is why it has some problems, yeah? Let's see if it's a occurring problem or if it's only a temporary thing. Oh no. Fire. So sometimes... oh no. Yeah. Depressing. We need to change some things here. Also, material. Of course you can use any material you want. It's just... I kind of... personally, I really like show that it's actually wooden. So I deliberately choose some wooden like patterns. But this is too much. Maybe we want to mix it up with some different materials. There are different wooden materials to go with. A bit too shiny. Oh, this plywood. Or maybe we just go with a completely squared build. Squares all over the place. To confuse your enemy. Entire square. We can mix a couple of squares. Yeah. I'll just have this mixed square design thing. Somewhere like there. You can also go to paint. Where is it now? Paint, parent, no. Color, yeah, of course, color. And you can apply this slightly yellow tint if you like to. I kind of do like it. Give this little golden wooden tempered shine on it. Makes it feel real buffed and nice. Okay, great. We don't have any windscreens on this, but I want to keep this back part a bit transparent, just so we can see how much ammo we have left. And let's go with material and clean those up. just unparent these to basically move them, but we need to use this precision tool to move them now. Whoops. More like that. Alright, now we'll parent them again to the gate. And yeah. These things will need to reload as well. Apparently we have some problems with it igniting but not firing, which is really a problem. Alright, maybe that ensures it. So we're gonna weld them to the base again. Oh no, I don't remember which of them I welded. Weld, and the top one, the bottom one, well, it's the same weld. Yep. Now we can save the whole thing. And usually that gets lots of version. Also remember, you need to use an advanced duplicator too, because otherwise you might don't get very much good results. Okay. So the hover tank is now moving, and it's decently slow. Fire our heavy shot, or shotgun thing, yeah. And then we have, oh no. Fire shots, oh no. Alright, we still have some problems. But well, I think you get, you know, your vehicles need some tweaking, but were they not attached? Maybe not. Anyway, you kind of get how to make this now. So I hope you enjoyed this little video, and well, check the description. There is the IP for the Wooden Wars server we have. So well, we have a fan that is hosting the Wooden Wars on his server, so it's very nice, and I'm happy that we have that, because I do not have access to servers, so that's great. Well, anyways, check it out, and I'll be catching you in future videos. This is Gmodism Total Knowledge Channel, signing out.